Good Sunday morning to you, Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, 802 Honda. They're all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. Pretty cold morning on this Sunday here. You can see temperatures at 1 degree or colder, below zero. Coldest I've seen about 8 degrees, and looks like Berlin, New Hampshire, once this updates, also pretty cold. Cold air is also established temperatures of 1 to -3 degrees, you can see in west central portions of New Hampshire. A lot of times it's those northern basins north of the White Mountains that get into the act, and of course that extends into parts of Maine. The real issue, though, is this weather system that's providing kind of a light to moderate snowfall. Looks like snowfall reports a little bit over an inch, 6 inches rather, about a half foot. And we're expecting probably 3 to 7 inches here in our local area of Vermont. Probably the most in our southern Green Mountains, and as this system works on through, just a minor possibility of some wet snow loading issues along the Berkshires, and then the vicinity of probably the lowest elevations of portions of southern Vermont, where the 32-degree isotherm, 0 degrees Celsius isotherm at surface will get up very close to that, and marginal profiles for temperatures aloft. So roughly 10 o'clock this morning, you can see no precipitation, but it's going to be moving in from the west as a warm front and surface area of low pressure track across the region, just about right overhead of Vermont. This is approximately 8 o'clock. That's when the snow has made it into parts of Vermont. Relatively light at first, light and fluffy snow, really. It's this stuff back here that's relatively wet, and some of that's going to be tracking toward Massachusetts and, again, near the Vermont border. And this is as far as we can go here, 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. But you can see a little heavier bands of snow here, and this is the only concern for utilities, really not a big deal. However, Monday morning commute is going to be snow-coated, so heads up on that. Generally a light to what I would call medium density snow, or a little bit on the fluffier side than what I would call wet snow. A little wetter as the last of this kind of moves on through. Not expecting any rainfall. There could be some minor freezing drizzle in some of our local mountains Monday afternoon as temperatures make a little bit of a run upward. So the latest look at the European model. This is valid about 10 o'clock this evening, and it just starts to make it into Vermont. You can see the precipitation, and then keep your eyes on that 32-degree isotherm here. And then the 0-degree isotherm aloft, that's about 850 millibars, or about the top of Mount Mansfield. Where this temperature goes north of the 0-degree isotherm aloft, this is the area that starts becoming a little bit wetter. So in general, you can see a little bit better packaged bit of precipitation here makes it in. So the snowfall will be at its heaviest really across the southern one half of Vermont, just about getting into the Barre-Montpelier area and points south. This is valid, by the way, at 7 o'clock Monday morning, right during the morning commute. So some pretty good snowfall taking place really across the southern half of Vermont. A lighter snowfall in terms of precipitation further to the north. However, the snowfall will be fluffier, so it'll stand up a little bit more and probably blow off the sides of the roads. But needless to say, snow-coated roads here will be greeting morning commuters. Now, this is where it gets a little more interesting here. This is valid at about 10 o'clock in the morning. So you have this area here where it's 32 degrees down at surface, Bennington into Brattleboro, Vernon, and whatnot. And then you have the 0-degree isotherm. It's this little area right in this vicinity here that's going to be a problem. And that's what we're watching here. And it's a relatively minor problem. I don't think there's going to be enough precipitation to really send this over and cause any kind of issues with tree limb damage. But it's going to be a close call, and this would be the area to watch. So the other thing is that these temperatures will continue going north and kind of advancing northward here. So we'll run the model here. So once again, this is valid at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You can see the temperature rise a little bit here, and those temperatures make it that far at about 45 hours, and then come back down. But most of the storm has moved on out of the region, so a little bit of a tail-end wet snowfall, but just enough to kind of make the roads greasy into the afternoon. So heads up on that for commuting. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.